Hello, dear friends. I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. Today, in this session, I am going to cover an article related with the SU2 and SU3 symmetries, unitary symmetries in particle physics. We already studied that in universe there are four basic interactions: gravitational interaction, electromagnetic interaction, weak interaction, and strong nuclear interaction. Among all these four interactions, it has been suggested in electroweak unification theory that electromagnetic interaction and weak interaction, these two interactions are nothing but the same. These are just the two views of the same interaction, of the same force, which is called it as the electroweak interaction. For this discovery, Professor Salam has received a Nobel Prize in Physics. The more recent trend of this investigation is the standard model of force. This standard model of force suggests that this strong interaction, the weak interaction, and electromagnetic interaction, these forces are different views of some same force. Right? What we called it as the standard model of force. These three forces are not different, but they are the manifestation of same force, same type of force. What we called it as the standard model of force. Now this standard model of force is based on the idea of gauge symmetry. Right? It is the gauge symmetry that has been used to explain this standard model of force, to explain that the strong interaction, the weak interaction, and electromagnetic interaction, these are the three different views of some same universal force. So this gauge symmetry explained this standard model of force. But the gauge symmetry itself depends on the mathematical concept of symmetry operation. This is a purely mathematical concept that has been used in solving this problem of standard model. In mathematics, we must first know what is meant by the unitary symmetry operation. Unitary symmetry operation. So, a unitary group of degree n is nothing but a group of n by n unitary matrices. Right? In mathematics, the unitary group, even this group has some different definition in mathematics. It represents a set of operations. Right? So, a unitary group of degree n is nothing but a group of n by n unitary matrices. Right? Again, for an unitary group of degree n represented by u of n, something I have drawn here, u of 2, u of 3, right? A unitary group of degree n, if its determinant is 1, then that group is said to be a special unitary group of degree n, and it's denoted by SUN, like SU2 symmetry or SU3 symmetry. This is the mathematical explanation, or you can say it is the mathematical definition of special unitary group of degree n. Now, come back to our particle physics. It has been explained that we have studied that in strong interaction, it is the gluon that get exchanged. In weak interaction, it is the vector boson that get exchanged during the weak interaction. In electromagnetic interaction, photons are the intermediate carriers, right? So, According to the special unitary theory, according to the standard model of theory, it has been suggested that these three interactions are different views of some basic concept and is written as photon or electromagnetic interaction. It is suggested to be a unitary theory of degree 1. The bosons, the intermediate particles bosons during the weak interaction, this weak interaction is suggested to be a part of special unitary theory or special unitary operation of degree 2. Strong interaction, that is the interaction among the nucleons, the strong interaction is a part of special unitary theory of degree 3. So these three interactions are just the different views or different angles of some same special unitary theory. The difference is that this rank or order of these matrices is going to be changed in these three interactions. We have studied the paper of classical mechanics, in which we have seen that if there is a symmetry in some sense, symmetry with respect to space, symmetry with respect to angle, or symmetry with respect to time, then that symmetry implies some conservation law. For example, homogeneity of space, that is some situation that takes place at x and the same situation that takes place at some another point x plus ds. So this homogeneity of space, if it is maintained, then in that case linear momentum remain conserved. If isotropy of space is maintained, then angular momentum of the system remain conserved. If homogeneity of time remain conserved or it is maintained, then the energy or Hamiltonian of the system remain conserved. We have seen these symmetry operations and conservation laws in classical mechanics also. Now, why I am explaining these conservation laws and symmetric corresponding symmetry operation here in particle physics? Because in particle physics, it is the isospin property that remain conserved. We have studied that isospin of a system remain conserved during strong interaction. This is the hallmark of, you can say it is a hallmark of strong interaction. If it is the strong interaction, isospin of the system should remain conserved. And as there is some conservation law, there should be some symmetry also. So which one is the symmetry? It is the special unitary theory operation. Now where is the conservation of isospin? Right? We know that proton and neutron, they are having the same value of isospin T, that is 1 by 2, with different value of T3 component. So we can say that proton and neutron, these are the isospin doublet. One can change from proton to neutron when I change the T3 component from plus 1 by 2 to minus 1 by 2. Right? So we can refer this proton and neutron as the isospin doublet. Now, from this pair of nucleon, that is from this proton and neutron isospin doublet, we can form multiple isospin doublets. And the process of forming different isospin multiplates, for example, pi 0, pi plus and pi minus, this is also isospin multiplate. So, like this, the process of forming different isospin multiplates from a number of isospin doublet, right? The process of forming different isospin multiplates from a number of isospin doublet is carried out by a special unitary group of rank 2. Special unitary group of rank 2. Why 2? Because we are using isospin doublet. We are using two particles, proton and neutron, and their antiparticle in order to generate the different isospin multiplates. So that's why we are calling it as the unitary group of rank 2. Why it is special? Because whatever result we are going to obtain, the determinant of that matrix is found to be 1, and as a result we have called it as the special unitary group of rank 2, that is SU2 symmetry operation. How we can obtain this SU2 symmetry operation? Now this calculation, whatever I have shown here, is really very complicated, but here I have included these steps only to give you some glimpse about the knowledge of symmetry operation. For example, again let us consider the isospin doublet proton and neutron. This is a column matrix. When it gets multiplied by the row matrix of same particles, antiparticle, right? Antiproton, antineutron. So the product of these two matrices, we will get it as eta 0 meson and pi 0, pi plus, pi minus and pi 0 mesons. Means from this isospin doublet, we have obtained pi 0, pi plus and pi minus meson along with one eta meson, eta 0 meson. So we call it as the special unitary operation of rank 2, which generate total 4 particles, among which for one particle the determinant is 1. As a result, we are calling it as the special unitary group or special unitary operation of rank 2, which results into total 4 particles or 4 generators, you can say 4 generators. Similarly, there is a SU3 symmetry operation, SU3 symmetry operation, right, in which like this, 2 particles in SU3 symmetry operation, we are going to use the 3 particles, the combination of 3 particles. For example, proton, neutron and lambda hyperon. And corresponding antiparticles. I should draw here the antiparticle, corresponding antiparticle. Now, what will be the result of this SU3 symmetry? For example, in SU2 symmetry theory, it generates one singlet and one triplet, you can say. One singlet and one triplet, because here are 3 particles. Now, in SU3 symmetry, it gives rise to various multiplets. One set gives a singlet state, another set gives an octet state. There are double octet states in this SU3 symmetry. There is a doppler state, and there is even a set that gives rise to 27 different elementary particles. Right? Here it gives rise to 3 elementary particles. 1 elementary particle, singlet, triplet. Like in SU3 symmetry, there is a singlet, there is octet, there is a doppler, and there is a group that gives 27 generators or 27 different particles. Now, one result of this SU3 symmetry is that it gives rise to a meson octet. How? This column matrix, when multiplied by a row matrix, this is actually a unitary operation, okay? This will give rise to 8 mesons. Along with the pions, kaons, it includes the 8th meson, eta, right? This, so we can say it is a meson octet. The octet for which the angular momentum is 0. The value of J is equals to 0. So these are the boson particles, right? So this is one result of this SU3 symmetry. And when this SU3 symmetry has been explained by this Gell-Mann scientist, Gell-Mann, at that time only 7 mesons are known. Okay, when this theory was proposed, the total 7 ground state mesons were known. The 8th meson, that is eta 0 meson, this meson was still unknown at that time. But these scientists have predicted the properties of this eighth meson also when they have studied this SU3 symmetry. This is something like the Mendeleev's periodic table. We have studied that Mendeleev have explained that periodic table, and in that periodic table he has explained the properties of unknown atoms also. The atoms that are not known at that time. He has predicted the property of that atom also. Similarly, in this SU3 symmetry, the properties of unknown meson, eta 0 meson, was also predicted by the scientist. Like the meson octet, this SU3 symmetry, it gives rise to a baryon octet also. It gives rise to an octet, the particles that include various baryons, right? So the SU3 symmetry is nothing but a combination of super multiplets. This is meson octet, baryon octet, singlet state, decuplet, okay, 10 generators. When we get 10 generator, we called it as the decuplet. 10 bar generators means all particles are same like the particles in this decuplet, but only the change is that the hypercharge is just opposite to that of these particles, right? So 10 bar decuplet, and there is a multiplet that gives rise to 27 members, 27 different operators. So this is what is the result. This is what we obtain from SU3 symmetry theory, which is nothing but a combination of baryons. It includes proton, neutron, sigma hyperon, psi hyperon, lambda hyperon. Okay, so this SU3 symmetry, it includes meson octet also, and it includes the baryon octet also, which can be explained by the SU3 symmetry theory. And here you can see the meson octet. It can be put, all the mesons can be put in the Venn diagram, in which we have plotted the isospin quantum number along x-axis, the hypercharged quantum number in y-axis. But you can see how this electric charge is again symmetric about all these particles. So this is the meson octet Venn diagram for mesons. This diagram I have taken from my favorite book of nuclear physics, that is from book of Disutayal. Like a meson octet, here are octet, y octet, there are 8 particles. Ions, kaons, 3 pions along with the eta 0 meson. Eta 0 meson, pi 0 meson. We have studied that these are the true neutral particles in the universe. So this is the position for eta 0 and pi 0 meson with isospin quantum number 0 and hypercharge 0. Like this meson octet, there is a baryon octet also that has been suggested by SU3 symmetry theory. SU3 because we are using 3 basic particles or 3 basic states to generate the multiplets. So where are the baryons? Yes, this is the sigma baryon along with the 2 nucleons and the psi baryon. So this is the baryon octet. Along with the octet, we have also studied that the SU3 symmetry results into a decuplet also. Decuplet also. So where are the 10 particles? These are the known particles, and these are the positions of still unknown particles. So you have a lot of chance to discover these unknown particles. So there is a huge scope of research in particle physics nowadays. This is what we call it as the baryon decuplet, right? Baryon decuplet. So this meson octet, baryon decuplet, these are the various multiplets that we have obtained, the scientists have obtained by using the SU3 operation or SU3 symmetry theory. The main advantage or the main output of this SU3 symmetry theory or symmetry theories is nothing but the Gell-Mann-Okubo mass formula. Gell-Mann-Okubo mass formula. The scientists, they have devoted or they have done a very great investigation in the nuclear and particle physics, this Gell-Mann and Okubo. What they have observed? They have observed that a particular relationship among the masses of meson octet particle or baryon octet particle. How? They have observed that twice the mass of nucleon plus mass of psi meson, average mass, okay? So it is equals to 3 times the mass of lambda hyperon plus the mass of sigma hyperon. Similarly, they have observed for meson that 2 times the mass of K0 meson plus mass of K0 bar meson, it is equals to 3 times the mass of eta 0 meson plus mass of pi 0 meson. So in general, they have obtained a formula that gives rise or that can predict the mass of particular group like pion group, meson group, K meson group or sigma group, right? So in general, they have obtained that mass of a state or mass of a group with isospin quantum number T and hypercharge Y. This mass is equals to some constant m0 in bracket 1 plus A into hypercharge plus B into T plus 1 minus 1 by 4 Y, hypercharge Y, and this is the isospin quantum number T. A and B are the constants for that particular multiplet. So this formula has been suggested by Gell-Mann and Okubo. It is known as the Gell-Mann-Okubo mass formula. It has been observed that with the help of this mass formula, one can obtain the mass of particular multiplet or mass of operators in a particular multiplet to a very highest accuracy. So this was the great achievement of this SU3 symmetry theory. This is all about the symmetry theory as per my knowledge. If you have any question, feel free to ask me anytime. Thank you.